Hi, I'm County Executive PJ Wendell. We're here in historic Silver Creek, New York. And behind me is the illustrious Silver Creek High School. The school was closed in 1979 to build the new Silver Creek Central School up on the hill. And since that time, as an unoccupied building, it has fallen into disrepair. And for many, many years, through many, many efforts and many mayors and town supervisors, the work of demolishing this building and making it a safe environment almost crossed the finish line several times, but we finally are here. This project has crossed the finish line to where the project is actually underway with efforts from the state of New York, Southern Tier Environment for Living, Chautauqua County, the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, and many, many partners. We are now seeing the demolition begin and what will now and soon be affordable senior housing. The project is slated to be completed by July of 2026. So a lot of work's already started and a lot of work to be done. I'm going to take a minute now and kick it over to Senator George Borrello, who's going to give his insight and just how much work has gone into this project and how far it took us to get us to this point of making this dream a reality.
First of all, I want to start off by thanking County Executive PJ Wendell, Mark Geis from the IDA, of course the folks at STEL, and everyone else that never gave up. I mean, tenacity is not even enough to say to get us to this moment where this this dangerous eyesore in the village of Silver Creek is finally coming down. And for me, this is extremely personal. My father lives right around the corner on Babcock Avenue. When I was a kid, I remember when the school was still open, when I was still very young. And after it closed, it's decades of decline. And as my first real project when I became a county legislator, my first elected position in January of 2010, the first thing I worked on was trying to get that old Main Street school addressed. We would walk by in the Grape Festival Parade every year and look at that eyesore. Myself and every mayor since then walked through that. PJ and Mark have been through it numerous times. And every time we were close, we were on the 5-yard line, and then things fell apart. At least 3 times in my tenure. So this is just an amazing accomplishment. I'm so excited for the people in the village of Silver Creek. This is going to be housing for low-income seniors, which is so desperately needed. Maintenance-free housing. Folks like my father and my stepmother, 84 years old. I hope that someday they'd be able to just move right down the street and around the corner into this new fabulous facility where they'll be able to continue on. That's, to me, is just the real benefit of this. That it's not just the building coming down. It's the fact that we are creating this amazingly wonderful and much needed senior housing facility right in the village of Silver Creek, so people can walk to the village and all the great things that are there, the parks and so forth. This has been my family's, the Borrellos for generations have lived in the village of Silver Creek. My grandfather was the mayor of the village of Silver Creek back in the 1980s. My father was a trustee. It's just my family has a long history there. So this is very personal for me, and again, I'm just so grateful to everyone that works so hard.
We'd like to thank Senator Borrello for all of his efforts. I know this began when he was county executive, and now as a state senator, he has been very instrumental in trying to get this project across the finish line. With me today is Lou Pelletier, who is a town supervisor and also the Village of Silver Creek historian. And alongside me is Kathy Tampio, the village trustee and deputy mayor here in the Village of Silver Creek. So, Kathy, we're going to give you the mic and tell us a little bit about what this project means to Silver Creek and to you personally.
Well, I can say, to represent the whole village, that this is a dream come true, because this is something that our community members and our officials have been working on for decades, because this is a great concern. It was an eyesore within the village center and impacted all of our lives in one way or another. So I'm very happy to see the demolition begin and see the project end with a beautiful living facility. I want to also extend a lot of thanks to the efforts and perseverance of our Mayor Jeff Hornberg. He has been working on this project diligently with everybody, with our county officials and with the county IDA, Mark Geis and PJ Wendell. as well as the town supervisor, Louis, thank you. And for me, yeah, I've kind of contributed in early efforts, and it was always disappointing to see it go by the wayside and wait for another opportunity. So kudos to Stell and all of their staff and the grant funding we've received to make this project possible.
Well, thanks, Kathy. And again, this isn't any one person. This isn't any one group. This is what we call a collaborative effort, a unity of effort that's gotten us to this point. So I'm going to turn it over to Lou Pelletier, who's a town supervisor, but also, more importantly, the village historian, to give us a little bit of insight to the history of this historic building.
Thank you, Pete, County Executive. Well, first off, this building here was from 1922, and it was an accumulation of a long, updated post-Civil War effort to increase the learning capacity of the village. So in 1879, the village built their first high school, but by 1920s, the state passed a law that said the children had to be in school until they were at least 18. So the school board knew that the old Union School, which is on Central Avenue, would not be able to accommodate the new group of children coming in. So they built this school. And when they did that, they included all the amenities that we kind of take for granted now, but it was kind of new back then, industrial arts, and they had an auditorium with a stage, and the home economic program, the honor society, all brand new things that were done in this building. As the new requirements came in, post-World War II, they realized that the school wasn't able to keep up with it. There was no elevators, and things had changed. So they built the new school around 1959. And what they did then is they made this school right here an elementary school, 3 to 6, that I attended. And then the old Babcock School, which is on, was right behind this building, was torn down, and they built a new Babcock Street School, which is on Babcock Street, and they made that kindergarten through 2nd grade. Then as time went on again, as Silver Creek always does, we always build our schools too small. So they had to build a new school in 1979 to house the new elementary school. And at that time, they retired this building and the other one. It was around June 1979. And everybody went up to the high school and up on Bennett State Road, and that's where we've been. So there's been a lot of efforts through the years to try to rehabilitate this building. And as the county executive said, most of them failed. There was some real efforts when they did the Babcock Street School to restore this one, but that also fell through. And through the years, it's disintegrated. And now, finally, we have a group, Stell, coming in, and they're going to make it into senior housing, which we desperately needed. We have had a lot of our seniors have to leave our community because there's no place for them to live. Hopefully this will take care of that. They'll be able to stay in the community. I'm really excited about their community room where I'll be able to display some of our historic items, especially for the Main Street School, but I'm going to sneak in some other Silver Creek items. Very excited about the possibility of seniors being here with their 50 apartments. That should hopefully revitalize some of our downtown. We'll have a walking downtown again. I know that's what the village's plan is. And I want to thank everybody that was involved, the county executive, Senator George Brello, Stell, the IDA, and everything to make this thing happen. And I'm very happy. I'm very sad that it's going down since it's a community landmark. But I'm very happy about what the future is going to be. It will no longer be an eyesore. And hopefully it will take care of our seniors through the next decade or so. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Lou. And, you know, I look at old buildings and think if these walls could talk. When it was built, we didn't have television. You know, movies were just a new thing, and they were silent. We had cars, which were still new. But if you look at what this building has seen, you know, the end of World War I, through World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam conflict, you look at everything, the moon landing, the first men in outer space, all of the things that this building has seen over its lifetime. If these walls could talk, I'm sure there's a lot of stories to tell. I'd like to thank everybody who made this possible. And I cannot forget our former State Assemblyman Andy Goodell, who was instrumental in this, and our new State Assemblyman Andrew Molitor as well. They, along with so many that we've already mentioned, have been instrumental in finally getting this project across the finish line. I say that because to even get to this point has been a remarkable effort. So we're going to come back. You'll start to see updates through. Go on Silver Creek. They have Facebook pages that'll monitor the progress. They'll keep things going. Lou's going to have a Historical Society presence and update with pictures and the progress of this project right behind us. So as a county executive, I'm excited that we're finally getting this underway. I thank Deputy Mayor Kathy Tampio and Lou Pelletier, our town supervisor, and everyone who's been instrumental in getting this project started. We'll see you back here in July of 2026 when we cut the ribbon and start to occupy this with affordable senior living. Thanks for everybody who's gotten us this far, and thank you for what we're going to see in the future.